Hello YouTube, this is ST with ST's Silver Stacking. This is the last video of the threats that I'm covering in the prepping series. This video differs from the prior videos in the sense that what I'm going to cover in this video will happen, and that is a total collapse of the US dollar. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I'm going to point out an example. As you well know, most households are two-income households now. In 1964, most households were one-income households. Now, I hate to quote Michael Moore or bring up Michael Moore's example, but it fits here. No, I'm not a Michael Moore fan, but I do read and watch items I do not agree with, because you never know what you're going to pick up. Now, I watched the movie Capitalism, A Love Story. And in that movie, Michael Moore discusses how when he was a small child, his father was the only one that worked. They got a new car every 3 years. His father paid off their house by the time Michael Moore finished kindergarten. They took a vacation every year. Now, although he misidentifies the problems, and as a consequence his solutions are not correct, he does accurately identify the symptoms of the problem. Now, I ran some numbers, and I used a 50-year time span, 1964-2014. The average wage in 1964, if you took your average wage, American wage for that year, in present value, if you bought silver, it was worth $33.25. In 2014, the average wage for silver was $18.29, and that's present value. About half, not quite half, getting there. Now, let's go back to the two-income households. Quite often, young mothers are criticized because they say the family is greedy. They have to have all the toys. Not necessarily. The value in terms of physical goods of your labor is close to half what it was 50 years ago. Now, please understand, I'm not against young mothers or mothers with young children working outside the home, but it should be a personal decision, not dictated by economics. The decisions that were made on a macro level beyond our control individually are the reason young people today, young mothers today, have to work outside the home. Now, if they want to for a career, that's great. If they're forced to do it and they don't want to, that's a tragedy. Okay, so let's look at something else. In 1964, we all know about inflation, but at present value, in silver, 1964, a loaf of bread is actually $3.99 present value in silver. In 2014, it was $1.82 present value in silver. So silver in economic terms it's held and exceeded the value over that 50-year time period. However, the US dollar has been on a steady decline. Why is that? It's because of the national debt. Now, in 1964, our national debt was $312 billion. It was $18 billion in 2000 2014. Under Obama's tenure in the first 6 years of office, it increased, did I say billion? It was 18 trillion in 2014. Over Obama's first 6 years in office, it increased 7.4 trillion. Okay, if you watch these videos, you know I can't stand Obama. However, he had a Republican Congress from 2012 through 2014 through now. It really hasn't slowed it up any. So this is not something you could blame just one person or one party. This is government at its finest. Now, I got great news for you. Having currency, having dollars in the future is not going to be a problem. I got bad news. Those dollars will be worthless. We have this massive, massive debt. Now, money comes into being when the government wants to borrow money. The government goes to the Fed and says, loan us money. And the Fed basically writes them a check on a bank account with no money in it and delivers a debt instrument along with the check to the government. That's how money enters the system. It's fiat money. It's based on nothing. It's based on debt. Okay. Here's the dirty little secret. The United States will make the payments on its debt. They will do it by what's known as monetizing the debt. By that, they will dilute the value of the dollar by printing additional dollars. They are doing it now. Who suffers? People on fixed income, people with cash and near cash investments. The buying power of your investments due to inflation is eaten away. We're going to make a debt payments, but we're going to make it with useless money or useless currency. Don't want to use the word money because fiat money is not real money. Historically, the two items that compose real money is gold and silver, all the way back through the Old Testament and the Bible. Now, what's going to be the result of this monetizing the debt? Hyperinflation. Let's talk about what happened in Germany. Germany experienced hyperinflation from June 21 through January of 24. Now, I'll give you a couple examples of what happened. This is kind of neat. Excuse me while I have to look at my notes. This crisis was due to extensive borrowing during World War I to finance the war, and also the reparations that were ordered under the Treaty of Versailles. Now, a couple interesting anecdotes that happened during this time period. There was a guy talking about his father who in 1903 purchased a life insurance policy. During this period, he cashed it in to buy a single loaf of bread. Milk went from 7 marks per liter to 16 marks per liter in the first 5 months of 1922, after it had doubled already in 1921. I heard a story, I don't know if this was true or not, that somebody pushed a wheelbarrow load of money, went in, came out, the money was laying on the ground, the wheelbarrow was gone. They did revert to a barter economy because the German mark was inflated so much, they printed so many of them, nobody wanted them. They were not scarce anymore. Economics is the study of the allocation of scarce resources in their attempt to fulfill the insatiable wants, needs, and desires of the consuming public. When you monetize the debt through excessive printing, money ceases to be a scarce resource. That means it ceases to be valued. Who cares? Be like trying to trade with dirt. Dirt is not a scarce resource. Just picking up a handful of dirt or just a regular piece of gravel. It's not a scarce resource. It means nothing in and of itself. The scarcity gives the value. Now, while money supply has increased so much, we have lost the scarcity of the money. It ceases to be valued. Now, barter became big. This is going to happen here. Not trying to be a doomsayer, but if you put lemon juice, water, and sugar together, you get lemonade. If you overinflate or overproduce your currency based on nothing, you get hyperinflation. It's a recipe. It's very simple. It happens. It's a quantifiable fact. Now, the problem is everybody goes to the trough of the federal government, and the only way you're going to stop it is have to tell people no. Now, I want everybody else's crap to be cut. I don't want my crap to be cut, right? Nobody's crap ends up being cut. That's the end result of this. So, we're going to have plenty of dollars. They'll just be worthless. At some point, with our borrowing and the service on the debt, where we have to borrow to keep up with the service of the debt, at some point we're creating all this money. That's how money gets created, or fiat money gets created. I hate to refer to that as money, it dignifies it. Fiat money gets created. So guys, you gold guys, you're doing right. You silver guys, you're doing right. People that put cash under their mattress, value that's going to go. Well, you rely on a annuitized cash flow. Unfortunately, that's going to diminish. I hate to be a naysayer, but prepping for this eventuality that is definitely going to happen makes common sense. I'm ST's with ST Silver Stacking. I appreciate you watching these videos. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to start moving more into the economics part of silver. I'm also going to have some anecdotal stuff. Comment. Let me know what you'd like to see. There's been some great questions. I'm going to get to them. I promise. And if you got ideas, please feel free to share them. If you disagree with me, in a respectful manner, please tell me. You might be right, I might be wrong. I'd like to hear from you. This is ST. God bless you.